All right. Hello, 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 hello. It's Dee here with Hey Dee Podcast. Today, our special guest is Priscilla Ron and Spirit Corley. These women are entrepreneurs of their own natural body care products, face, hair, skin. We're going to open up and let them introduce themselves and tell you about themselves and their product. So we'll first introduce Priscilla Ron with Rodale Organics. Hi, Priscilla.
Hi, Dee. How are you? Thanks for having me on.
You look great.
Thank you. You do too. Beautiful. Well, hi, everybody. I'm Priscilla Ron, and I am the founder and creator of Rodale Organics. And I make organic hair, skin, and body products. I'm in the Denver metro area, and my other full-time job is teaching. And when I'm not teaching, I am filling orders for people all across the world who also love natural hair, skin, and body products. So I make soaps, lotions, body butters, hair oils, which is what I got started with. I make products for men as well, natural deodorants. Beard products, hair balms, deodorants, bath bombs, shower steamers. It's never ending. So that's what we do.
Okay, and then we're opening up for Priscilla. That's great. And here we go with Spirit Corley. Hi, Spirit.
Hey, how are you doing? Thank you for having me.
I love your hair. It's so pretty.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
Okay, you can go ahead and tell people about you and your product.
So hello, everyone. My name is Spirit Corley. I'm the owner and creator of Sense Aromatics. It's a natural bath and body collection line, and I also create natural soy vegan candles. It's interesting because listening to Priscilla is like, oh my gosh, we have these similar stories based on our hows and our whys, and multitasking, moving by day as a career woman, but then also being an entrepreneur at night. Those side hustles are real. But I enjoy, I specialize in making aromatic body oils, and that's kind of how I started, and then kind of branched out from there, doing the same as far as, body souffles, sprays, and foaming salt scrubs, and just an array of different natural bath and body products that really resonate with people when it comes to aromatherapy, because they're very natural scent based. So
yeah, I remember it's been maybe 5 years since started your
2016.
Yep, I used to use them all the time. They are great. You guys should try them. Okay, so we're gonna start quickly here because we only have an hour. So let me know, we'll start with you, Priscilla. How did you come up with your idea and for your line of your products? You said you started off with one thing, and now you have this array of products. I didn't realize you had that many products until I put on your page. I was like, oh my goodness.
Well, you and I have a connection in bodybuilding, and
right.
When we compete, we're judged on our hair, our skin, not just our physical tone, but all of the things that make a woman look beautiful and fresh and athletic and healthy. And being biracial, my dad is Black and my mom's Korean. I always had a difficult time trying to find something for my hair. My hair is actually naturally curly. Yeah. I do blow dry it straight, but I do have a lot of hair, and I just had a really difficult time, especially in the Colorado weather, finding something that would keep my hair moisturized, that was natural, because I started eating organic foods, and then that prompted me to start looking at labels of other things, and I was looking at what was in my hair and joining different hair Facebook groups and hearing how other Black women were experiencing trauma with their hair falling out, chemicals, because I used to use chemical straighteners on my hair, not realizing the damage I was doing. And I just realized that I needed to look for more natural products, and I couldn't find what I was looking for. And being a teacher, I'm a serial researcher. Right. So I just started Googling natural hair oils, and there's a whole natural hair care community in the Black community.
Yeah, there is.
I'm like, wow, well, let me kind of experiment. So I just started buying different oils and experimenting on my own hair, and then asking friends to try and give me their feedback. And so that's what I started with. So I started with like a keratin hair oil that I made. And then I started making men's beard oils. And then I started researching, what do the women in India who have this beautiful, dark, thick, gorgeous, long hair, what do they do? And then I started making my own amla oil. And it just kind of grew from there to other natural products. And I thought, man, anything that is on this earth, God put it there.
Right.
So we don't need to put all these chemicals on our body or in our body in order to be healthy. And so that's what prompted me to start my own business.
Right. And then what about you, Priscilla? What about you, Spirit?
Well, for me, one of the things I will say, based on how I started Gym Sense Aromatics, back in 2013, I developed an autoimmune disorder that impacted my vision, and it created trigeminal neuralgia, eventually into MS. I'm a plant-based eater and vegan, and so I wish I would have been doing that earlier on. But because of that, I kind of just had to figure out another outlet for myself creatively, because prior to that I was designing jewelry. I had celebrity clientele and et cetera. So it was kind of like, okay, where am I going to shift my creative desires in a different direction, so that I don't feel that I'm not being able to just really do things that I enjoy besides the work that I do. And so I've always blended my own oils. I would, fly to New York, you go to Harlem, you Manhattan, the streets are selling the oils. And so, always having that connection and being a Claire who has a gift of scent. So I started blending aromatic oils that way. That was kind of like how I started. And also coming to Colorado from LA, I'm 55. And so it was just, the weather here is so dry. It was really challenging finding products for my face that would keep it hydrated. So I started blending my own face oil, not oils, mostly butters, but doing the body oils, aromatic body oils and butters. And that's kind of like how I started, just in that niche of things that I was naturally doing for myself. And so being a part of different communities, yes, the natural hair community, the vegan and plant-based community, and just being very health conscious. And so as Priscilla said, when you're doing research based on creating products for yourself, and then, how you branch out and share with others, is just being very intentional about products that are healthier for us. And so it's kind of like I started. It was just more of a thing that based on my health, that I was kind of just pushed in a different direction, and it's kind of just has evolved from there.
Right. Isn't it something like what both of you said? Priscilla said the same thing with doing organic and putting things in your hair and putting things in your body. It's the same thing with food.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. What you put in your body comes out through your hair, your skin, your nails, and everything. So the products do the same thing that food do. You put natural body products in your body and you have better results. That's just something else. I need to start doing more natural body products. I do use body butters and oils and different things like that, but I never think about the shampoos and conditioners. I do like sulfate-free shampoos and things like that. I've used a vegan one before. Priscilla, you said you have a line of shampoos. Do you have a line of shampoos, Spirit?
No, I don't, but some of the ladies in my cohort with Sister Biz, they do.
Okay.
So, I mean, I sometimes I use like African black soap as a shampoo, but no, I don't sell
the shampoos. So what about your shampoos and hair care line, Priscilla? What's in them?
I make shampoo bars, and so that saves people a lot of money, and it's kinder to the earth. So you don't have all the plastic. And I'm still experimenting. That's a really challenging one because everybody's hair is so different.
Yeah.
And some people love a shampoo bar, and it takes a long adjustment period to use a soap type of bar for your hair when you're used to liquid shampoos. So some people do really well with shampoo bars, and some people, they don't like them as much. So you just have to experiment. That's what I would encourage people to do, is like try many different kinds of shampoos for your hair until you find the right one.
Okay.
I love shampoo bars, Priscilla.
Yeah, if it's a shampoo bar, so it's like a soap. Do you get longer? Does it last longer than buying shampoo?
Oh, it lasts a lot longer. You need very little from a shampoo bar to use on your hair. And I usually only focus on my scalp, not the entire head. And so you have to remember, you're still using fat and oils on your hair. Yeah. So you don't need a lot in order to get the benefit of moisturizing and oiling your hair.
And then I'm going to ask you, Spirit, I don't know if you know the answer to it, but do you know much about co-washing? Because a lot of people who are natural, have natural curly hair, African-American people, we co-wash.
Yeah, I co-wash. Yeah, I do. And like how Priscilla said about how your, the fat and oils that you're adding to your hair with co-washing, it's not stripping all the natural oils, because we need those oils in our head, in our scalp and our hair, and also just having that more of a pH balance as well. So I created a new spray which has a high pH balance, because that's important for us as well, as far as keeping our hair strong. But co-washing, I do co-wash, especially here in Colorado. It's so
dry, it's brutal over here, especially in the winter. Yes. I mean, it does a little better in the summer months because we have a little more moisture, but in the winter it's horrible. So I tell some of my clients they come to me for certain things, and then when they leave, I tell them it's good to co-wash. They can shampoo if they like, but I tell them not to shampoo that often, but co-washing probably works better.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely.
And then I think you guys both already said, when did you start your business again, Priscilla? I think we already talked about it.
I've been in business for 5 years as well.
Right.
So, yeah.
How do you guys advertise for your business? Is it just on social media, or how do you advertise to get your products out there?
Well, for me, it's, I'm heavily on social media, such, Facebook. I have a Facebook business page. Instagram, I have like several pages, using Facebook ads, of course, my website, and doing, email communications. I'm not as diligent as I should be, but so, and then also I belong to an online global community for women of color. And so, being able to engage with other groups online. And so I do a lot of promoting that way. So, especially during COVID.
I see you're always on there. I see you on there.
I know. So it's funny because I get some just like natural sales, just like sometimes if I post and then on Facebook and I just do a global post, I get new people all the time that buy from me, and they're not like a direct contact customer or from intentional sales ads on Instagram or Facebook.
Now, how do you advertise and get your word out for your products, Priscilla?
Well, I'm on Etsy, so I pay a little bit for ads on Etsy, and also Instagram as well. And I kind of have the same good problem as Spirit. Like anytime I post on Instagram, I get sales, and I was getting anywhere from 3 to 5 sales a day. And it was starting to become overwhelming for me. So I stopped posting because
I've done that before.
Well, because I like to make my products fresh, especially my oils and everything. Like I don't like products sitting around. Like what you see here is like a lot of product for me to have sitting because of COVID. But because of COVID, I was making a lot of soap. Soap, and that's okay. Soap lasts a long time. But I have a website as well. But Instagram is a really powerful way to advertise, because anytime you post something, it goes global, like Spirit said, and people who are in that ecosystem of natural and organic products are always looking to try. We have very, very loyal people to the industry of organic and natural hair care and skincare products that they'll support people like Spirit and I by buying something.
Right. I think it's great. Social media is funny because I remember years ago of being in business, and you'd have to post on the newspaper or you do a radio ad or a television ad, and now everything is just a push of a button. And it really isn't that expensive if you pay on the marketing side of social media. You will be overwhelmed, like you said. But so I had to stop doing that too. But I think it's great that both of you guys are even doing this. There's a small group, but a large group of people, if that makes any sense, that sell natural body and hair products. And then we already talked about where you advertise and then how you get the word out for your products. But what makes your products natural is what I want to know. We'll start with Priscilla. What makes your products natural?
Well, I like to say that it's toxic free because I don't put in preservatives. I've researched a couple of really natural preservatives, things that like we would make for kimchi or like preserving some natural good bacterias. But I'll use things like vitamin E for my oils. So that I would say just keeping it toxic free, but then I also use organic products. And I think that's what helps make my products be more luxurious and more effective.
Right. And then what about you, Spirit?
Same as Priscilla. One of the things that I learned last year, I worked with one of the buyers from Whole Foods, and she kind of explained to us the spectrum of what is defined as natural and organic and or vegan when it comes to being in the wholesale retail space. But for me, yes, using jojoba oil, vitamin E, those are natural preservatives, but there are also a spectrum of preservatives that are considered still in the natural realm. And then just using, I use a very expensive imported oils, oils that are uncut. And everything is natural. From I don't have a vegan stamp because there's another process that you have to go through to have that authorization. But everything is natural. And when it comes to something that maybe you say is a low level synthetic, those are still considered natural. But for me, it's just like I just like to keep it simple. The simpler, the better. Essential oils and just being able to blend oils that still smell good without smelling like, are they artificial or, or like you smell like very therapeutic. I mean, not therapeutic, but medicinal.
Right.
Because sometimes you can get caught into that vein. So I work with vendors from all over the world. Most of my oils come from Asia, Africa. I have a vendor from Ghana who is one of my import persons. But I will say during COVID, it was very interesting getting products that were imports.
It was hard for me as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you couldn't get anything. It was crazy.
So that was an interesting time. So, but yeah, just keeping them simple and just making sure I'm very mindful about where I get my products from and how I'm blending. But yeah.
I had a hard time too, even getting jars for my. And I would say, to answer your question about like making sure your products are pure, I've seen people not understand, like you have to sanitize your containers when you get them. Right. If I make a facial cream, you want to sanitize those with bleach and water and clean them out really, really good because there's still even bacteria in unused containers. And when you are not using a lot of preservatives, you have to make sure that your containers are as sanitized as possible.
Right.
That's a good caveat, Priscilla.
Right. Right. So do natural products have a problem with molding? What is the shelf life for natural products like the body butters and things like that? What is the shelf life you get on that?
Well, as long as you don't have any hydration, no water, they can last a year and a half on the shelf, especially hair oils. But you just have to make sure they don't go rancid. That's why, like what Spirit says, you use vitamin E, rosemary, those types of things that help with oil staying as pure as possible. But anytime you use something with hydration, for example, the hemp cream that I make, I do add distilled water. So I tell people this needs to be refrigerated, but I also make my products in small quantities for that reason. It's very rare that I make anything larger than 2 ounces that has water in it or hydration in it because they will go bad and rancid pretty quickly.
Yes, I
So what
agree.
about Spirit? I don't know if you can answer this question. What about, because she was talking about making sure that moisture doesn't get in. So
Mhm.
what happens with some of the products? Because people are in the bathroom when they use a lot of products where there's steam. Where should they keep the products? Not keep them in the shower or what?
Well, my oils they come in an amber glass bottle, so protect them from UV rays. And like Priscilla says, being mindful about what is my liquid content. I prefer aloe. I use a vegan aloe as a replacement for water. So my body
Oh,
souffle is 90% aloe, and so it has
oh,
a longer shelf life, as opposed to using any water based products. And so it's a fine balance, like Priscilla said, when you're creating natural products, the longevity and shelf life, especially if you're on the product, on the shelf in a store, because on a store like Target or Whole Foods and natural grocers, you need to be able to make sure that your product is going to have sustainability on that shelf. And so
right.
there are certain preservatives that are still considered natural that you should be able to use so that they do have a longer shelf life. But I prefer to use aloe vera gel in my products, like in souffles and stuff like that.
Right, right. So the
Hmm.
souffles and some of the souffles have water in them. So what's the difference in using distilled water and in using a water that's not distilled, Priscilla?
It's the purest form of water that you want to put in a, cosmetic type of. It's just as clean as possible without any other um, elements in it, and so that's why it's always advised to use distilled water. And I like to boil too. Like I love to add aloe in my water mixture as well, because aloe is like the queen of products that you can use. It's so healing. But I do use water to create a certain texture in my creams so that they can be absorbed, on the skin. So,
Understand.
but it's not a lot of products, but they are for some of my facial products, I'll use water.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then another question that people may be interested in is what keeps you guys motivated? Because, like you said, we all as entrepreneurs, and you guys as entrepreneurs have your own personal life, and then you're still making all these products. It's just like I said before, you just started off, both of you guys, with one thing, and now you've accelerated to all of these products. So, what keeps you motivated? And I may ask two questions in one. What keeps you motivated? And where do you get all of the ideas from to create some of these products that you guys have? Spirit?
I'll say for me, because I am a vegan and a conscious eater, and how I live my life by design, I'm very mindful about what I put in my body, even more so than what I put on my body. Because like you said earlier, Dorina, whatever you put in your body is going to come out. It's going to come out through your orifices.
Right.
And so I'm very mindful about that. I'm huge when it comes to self-care. I meditate every day. I work out every day.
Right.
So for me, when I create products, I think about how I live my life, products that have a multi-purpose use, that I can use them for more than one thing. I'm being mindful about that, and just things that I feel that are natural connections to my customers, because I'm thinking about them, but it's about, if I experiment and I explore, and it's like, oh, I love the way this smells, the way this feels, then I really want to share it. My tagline is made with powerful intention. So I'm very intentional about the products that I create. And it is more like a passion for me. It's like, I'm excited if if my skin is popping, or my,
Right.
all that stuff.
Right.
I want to share that with someone, I don't want to keep those secrets, because people ask me all the time, girl, how do you, your skin, you're 55, what do you do?
Right.
I want to share that with someone.
I need some of that.
So,
I'm going to tag on to that. Absolutely. I'm fighting aging.
I am fighting it too.
I want to feel young and vivacious, and there's so many things that I want to do, and I find a lot of joy in feeling and looking good and healthy. I mean, really, I think for Spirit and I, it really does come down to being healthy. It's not about some external looking good, but about how you go about your day, and how you're changing the lives of other people, and how you're filling a need in the world where there are other people that are like-minded, who
Right.
are thinking about these things. And, Spirit said this earlier about the products that we put in and keeping it simple. There are some people with so many diseases, and they're allergic to so many things, and
Right.
they are desperate to find something that they can use. Like, everybody wants to wash their hair. Everybody wants to moisturize their skin. Everybody wants to use everyday products, deodorants, but they have to search for something that won't cause an outbreak. And so
Right.
that is the void that I'm trying to
Mhm.
fill. So when people come to me and they're like, hey, I noticed that you use tea tree in your product. Can you make something for me that doesn't have tea tree? Or I'm allergic to coconut oil. Can you make something for me that
Right.
doesn't have coconut oil? Absolutely. We can customize something, because I want to help bring joy to someone else's life so that they
Right.
can have the products and that they need in their lives as well.
Right. Do you do the same thing, Spirit? Do you customize products as well?
I do. I do a lot of that. And I love that, because I want to satisfy my customers, because I think one small thing that you may modify for one customer is going to bring you several other customers, which has been my experience. And I've done that with my body souffles, because as Priscilla said, there's a lot of people that have like nut allergies. So I make sure I don't use products that have nut, and also just, using a different option for coconut oil. So I do customize, and it's fun. It's something that I think Priscilla, we enjoy that, being able to satisfy our customers and making those modifications to help them and to keep good, loyal customers.
So I have a question, and it may be outside of what you guys do. There's a lot of people who have problems with their sinuses. And do you guys have something that an oil or something that somebody can use for their sinuses, or you just do strictly hair and body products?
I don't have anything per se, but I do struggle with sinus issues. And part of it is, like, our high altitude where we live,
Right.
the dryness. So, keeping very hydrated. I do a lot of steaming, but I do a good old big old pot.
I do everything.
Put it on the stove with some cinnamon, frankincense oil, eucalyptus, put my little towel on, and I just steam that way. But for me, it's more about, I manage it through my diet. And so I find that that really helps me more so, but I don't sell products for that specifically, but yeah.
What about you, Priscilla? No?
Yeah, I have shower steamers. So I make eucalyptus and peppermint shower steamers, and that helps in the shower. But like you, I do the neti pot. I love my neti pot.
Yeah, me too.
Like, that helps so much with sinuses.
Eucalyptus works really good.
It does. I
for
have
your
big
sinuses.
tree leaves in my shower that I bought on Amazon. Eucalyptus leaves.
Okay, so you guys shared a little bit about some of the products behind you, Priscilla. What are some of the products that you sell? If you can just name a few of them back there.
Sure. I have a lot of soaps. I love making soap. So I have like a hemp soap. I have a cashmere soap, like there are actual cashmere in it. Charcoal tea tree soap. I have a soap I call Bar None, which is great for nurses or people that have allergies and can't have any scent. So it's just an olive oil soap with no fragrances or essential oils in it. I have deodorants.
Interrupt for just 1 second.
Sure.
Sorry. Was the Bar None soap, is it good for people who have eczema?
I would say that one is good, or my lavender soap, or my charcoal tea tree soap.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I have an goat's milk oatmeal soap as well. That's really super hydrating with Manuka honey. I have I'm opposite. So those are my hair oils right there. My amla oil is my #1 seller, and my hemp cream is also #1 seller. I do have full spectrum hemp products as far as oils go for CBD, and gels, soft gels, and deodorants and body butters. So I do more of like body butters and skincare for face. And then also a caffeine under eye cream that I make, bath bomb, shower steamers, and yeah, I think that pretty much, beard soaps, I got a whole men's thing.
Right. I didn't even know you had a men's line. What makes the hemp popular, the hemp oil popular, one of your number one sales?
Geez, because I just put together a bunch of effective products or ingredients, I should say, that help open the pores of the skin, so that the product can go in. And the hemp, it's a power oil. I mean, what doesn't hemp do?
Right.
Like, it's just amazing, and it doesn't get you high. Everybody is so nervous about CBD and hemp.
Well, it's not cannabis; it's cannabis. What is it? Cannabidiol.
Well, yeah, it doesn't have the cannabidiol.
Right in it, right. And then what about you, Spirit? What line of product? Can you name some of the line of products that you have?
So I specialize in aromatic body oils that are made from uncut and imported oils, but I also have a line of foaming salt scrubs. My salts come from Bonaire in the Dutch West Indies. They're highly mineralized. Those are really good sellers, as well as my body souffle, which is based with rosehip oil, hemp oil, aloe, and I use coconut butter and shea butter. Sometimes I'll alternate out the shea butter depending on who has a certain allergy. I also have some new coffee products that are coming out this week that are a scrub as well as a souffle, because caffeine it helps with cellulite and certain types of inflammation on the skin. I have a fermented rice water spray, which I spray on my face. I keep it by my laptop all day. After each Zoom meeting, I'm what else? Let me see. I have a lotion bar foot balm, because my customers are always saying, I don't want to use my other foot balm for my feet. Can you make one that's for feet only? So I have one that's called Foot Sole. It's on my website. It's only $7, but it's great to throw in your bag, great for traveling. And yeah, that's just some of my products. Probably have a lot more that I haven't mentioned, but I love collaborating. So I might have to collaborate with you, Priscilla, because I was
thinking the same. Right. I'm like, I want to try your products. So
right.
What is that? Like, oh my gosh, because I do sometimes I will do boxes that have other vendors or other artisans included in my boxes, because that's the power of our connections when we're able to align with others that are doing similar things, because we may cast a net wider, based on our own audiences. And so I love collaborating. So I am going to connect with you, Priscilla, for sure.
That's a great idea.
Now, did you just say you have a soap spray? I mean, sorry, rice.
A rice spray. I want some of that. Right.
It's a fermented rice. It's a fermented rice water with rosehip oil.
What is that?
It's like a hydrating toner.
Okay. This is my rice soap.
Shut up.
Korean rice soap. This is so good for your skin. It evens your skin tone and it lightens hyperpigmentation and scars. So when you said soap, I was like, of course. All right. So there you go. I was sitting right there.
What I want to know is, Spirit, what does the foot balm do for your feet? Because I have problems with my feet, because you know what I do for a living. So I have problems with my feet. So what does that do for your feet?
Well, the foot sole, girl, we have to get, summer sandal ready. You can't be a hot girl this summer with dry
feet. Okay, it's for dry feet. Okay.
So it's very therapeutic. It's blended with all essential oils. So I wouldn't say necessarily medicinal, but very therapeutic and just keeping your skin hydrated. It has coconut butter, cocoa butter, mango butter, shea butter. It has a fruit wax, because I'm vegan, so I try not to use beeswax, but it's really hydrating and it just feels good and just keeps your skin supple.
Do you have anything for feet?
I do.
Does that work?
It's called foot foot and heel care. Okay, so like great minds think alike, but it's for me, it was more of a convenience thing.
Right.
Like, you waste so much product
digging in, right?
And it gets everywhere and it's greasy.
Right.
I never have to touch my feet. I just put it on.
That's neat. It's almost like a deodorant bar.
Yeah.
Like a deodorant container.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's how mine is. It's in a twist up top.
Like a roll-on thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good idea. I would have never even thought of that.
Yeah. Hey, I keep one in my car, like in my sidecar. So like, when you're driving and maybe your heels touch your car and you look down at your heels and you're like, I cannot step out of my car like that. So you have to do that quick hit on the heel. I call it a hit on the heel with my lotion bar stick. So yeah.
And then I heard you guys say, so what are the name of your products for dry lips? Because even here being in Colorado, of course, your lips stay dry. I drink tons of water.
All my products out.
I drink tons of water and my lips are always dry.
Same here, yeah. I don't have a lip balm right now. I'm working on a new one in a chubby stick, but I don't have one right now.
Okay.
So I have a lip recovery. This one is the bomb.com lip recovery. I also have, it's literally, okay, so I tried so many iterations and I had so much feedback on this before. I was like, I'm not going to create something that someone else has made. That's not the point. You have to create a better mousetrap, right? Something that really, really works.
Right.
So I was using this on my middle schoolers in band because I teach band. Their lips were so chapped and red and they lick it and it's like blistered. So I have a ton of before and after pictures on my Etsy site from this product. So you should take a look. I also make a lip scrub and a quote unquote lip plumper. Lip plumper. Yeah. So it's got pepper, cinnamon, all kinds of stuff to bring blood to your lips. So yeah,
okay.
but it's not going to give you duck lips. It's just going to like, a little fullness. Some people said, I don't see any difference on my lips. Because
it's not an injection.
No.
It's supposed to get bigger lips. No, it doesn't do that. Okay, so when you guys started this, like you said before, you started off with one product. Did you want to become an entrepreneur? Or you just wanted to just have one product and it just escalated into more? Did you want to be an entrepreneur? How do you feel about being an entrepreneur now, Spirit?
I've always had that independent spirit because even though I've worked as a career woman, I've always been actress, model, right, doing things that were outside of the box. So when I started, and then doing jewelry, like when I started designing jewelry, I was on the set of Fresh Prince, Different World, Cosby Show,
right.
And you do your hustle with all the actors, and that's like a business. So I've always had that entrepreneurial spirit. And then when I started doing the oils, was something that I was kind of like known for. So it was kind of like, it's for me as an entrepreneur, it has to be in alignment with who I am, my intentions, and how I live my life. It's not just doing a business because I want to do a business. It's really how I live my life. So as an entrepreneur, it's just who I am and what I do. But yeah, that's just a part of who I am.
What about you, Priscilla?
Well, I don't know if I really seriously thought I would become a businesswoman. I was president of Future Business Leaders of America in high school at my senior year. FBLA, remember FBLA? And it was just a cool club. All the girls were in FBLA, and then to fast forward, I guess my oldest sister, she's 16 years old. And she said, yeah, you used to say that you were going to be a businesswoman. And I became a teacher, but it was only 5 years ago that I started making a product. And then I thought maybe I can make some money doing this on the side. Because at the time I was only teaching half time and I needed to supplement my income. And I thought, I'll just go to some craft fairs. I'll sell my hair oils. I'll make, a couple $100 a month and, kind of fill a gap. And then it just kind of grew like Frankenstein. It just kind of grew to like, what other things can I make? And, what you asked earlier, like, where do I get my ideas? It's like looking at other people, what they're doing.
Right.
When you're on social media and you're seeing, whoa, that's a great idea. And then you think, can I make something for my customers that's different enough? Because I don't want to just make products that everybody else is making. I want to be able to explain why my line is different from someone else's line, because we try to be all things to all people, but every brand has its niche. And someone gave me great advice. He said, Priscilla, you don't have to have a ton of products, which clearly I ignored. You just need to have one great product and be that, company that people go to, that they know, Coca-Cola makes great.
That they can trust. Right.
So, but I clearly can't help myself. I just make stuff.
That's funny though, because you're right about creating that niche, because oftentimes, especially when, in the natural bath and body community, you have some people that will just steal your idea and straight up just steal what you do. But when you know your customers and you're knowing what really resonates with them, you always can enhance and build on a similar idea, because it's like you're trying to really cast that net. And it is interesting when you're looking at niche. Like for me, my niche, it may not be a demographic based on just socioeconomic or, women of color, because I actually have a very different base. I do have, most of my customers are Black women that are of a certain socioeconomic status, and they're very health conscious. But I also have customers that are different than that I've reached out to or have actually opened, and they're being really receptive to my products as well. So when you kind of create those niche, sometimes just like you kind of break down barriers so you don't get pigeonholed into a certain demographic, a certain kind of customer, and then you get locked into that. Because, especially in the age of e-commerce, that it's very vast, and you have to kind of be able to level the playing field so you can at least accommodate a certain, plethora of people. But yeah, it's interesting. I like what
everybody wants. There's a couple people that are asking at the end here. So we're almost up. Time is almost up. So I'm going to have you guys. We'll start with you, Priscilla. Not introduce, but end off with your website. Wait. I have another question. One more question. How did you come up with the name of your companies?
Okay, I had a really bad name to start off with. It was called Organic Fit Hair, right? Because I thought it was like athletic, organic fit hair. My hair should be fit like my body. Right. And then I started making stuff that was not hair related. And I'm like, this name doesn't, it's not going to work. So I was at a girlfriend's house with another girlfriend, and they're very into the external and looking good. And she says, well, Priscilla, what's your middle name? And I said, Rodell. It's I was named after my grandmother. And she was like, that's it. Rodell Organics. That's the name. And I'm like, really? I hate my middle name.
You said your grandmother's name is Rodell?
My grandmother's name is Rodell.
That's a cool name.
I was wondering. I'm like, where did she get Rodell from? Because I know your last name is Ron. So I was like, I wonder where she got that name from.
Yeah, that's my middle name is Priscilla. I'm Priscilla Rodell. And I thought, well, my grandmother, who was born and raised in South Carolina, was a housewife and farmer and very natural, in that generation, our Black grandmas were housemakers and very natural. And I thought, I think that's really fitting, just to kind of remind me of my heritage and the legacy that I come from, to just take us back to just being at home, making our product. I make my products literally in my kitchen. Right. And so that's where I came up with the name, off of a recommendation of my friends who thought it sounded like really different. Nobody else.
It is. It's catchy.
It is. I like it.
And what about you? What about you, Spirit? How did you come up with the name?
Well, Jimson's Aromatics, it was kind of like a spinoff of my other company, Spirits Jewels, which was my jewelry design company, and everything around being very spiritual, loving, certain gems, and knowing that it was just kind of like, okay, gem scents, you know, I wanted my aromatics to have a certain kind of, I would say like a certain elevated status to it. And just the, you know, being very conscientious about aromatherapy. So gem scents aromatics is kind of like a play off of what I did with spirits, jewels, you know, the jewels part, gem scents. Yeah.
So it's all cohesive. It makes sense.
Exactly. Yeah.
I like both of the names. They're catchy names. Okay, so now we'll go to what they're asking. If you guys could tell us your websites and your social media pages, your Etsy page, so people can find you. Priscilla.
So RhodellOrganics.com is the easiest way to find me. So it's spelled with an H, RHODELL, organics plural. If you go to Etsy, just put in Rhodell Organics, all one word. She's got it right there on the screen. And you can also find me on Instagram and Twitter under Rhodell Organics.
And then what about you, Spirit?
So my website is www.gemsense.com. That's GEMSCENTS.com. On Instagram, you can find me at gemsense.aromatics. Same thing as Facebook.
Okay. You guys, I hope you heard that. GemSense, www.gemsense.com.
Yes.
And then Rhodell is RHODELL, organics.com. And that's Priscilla's. And the GemSense is Spirits. This was great. I'm going to go on there and buy your rice spray and your rice plate.
That's so cool. Look at it. Look at her website. How fun is that? You know what I love about this? It's like,
I've never been to her website. I've just looked at her on social media.
I love this, Dorina. I want to thank you for bringing us all together because, you know, I really believe in supporting other Black-owned businesses and other female entrepreneurs. And she has products I don't make. And I definitely like, oh my gosh, like she's describing her products. I want to try them. So I will be ordering from your website.
Right.
Sure.
Likewise, we have to definitely connect. Thank you, Dorina. And it was great getting to know you, Priscilla, as well.
Good. You're welcome. You guys, thank you so much for coming. Priscilla, I'm going to reach out to you because I have something else I want you to come on here for, because I know you are all into politics and everything.
Yeah.
That would be such a great show. I know a couple other people that are into politics, African-American women, and we can have everybody on here together. So I'm going to keep in touch with you. Keep in touch with you. Thank you, you guys, so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate you guys. Everybody be blessed, be prosperous, and be amazing. Bye.
Bye-bye.